How did you first start having the idea for this project?
Well, I've been making videos since 2006. That's when I got my first camera. And I would just film everything and anything I could. And most of that was just me hanging out with my friends and wanting to capture them in the moment in their real life. And a lot of them found it very confusing and annoying. So that would prompt them to ask the question, are you recording? And I've kept everything I've ever filmed for over a decade. So the more I would rewatch that footage and go through it all over and over again, I realized, I think I have something here. So that's kind of where it came
You're
from.
so organized
Thank you.
and so persistent to go through so much footage. The other thing is, why do you think people are adverse to being filmed compared to being taken pictures of?
I think it's because a lot of it was that question, and then it was normally followed up with, what are you going to use it for? And I was like, guys, it's just for memories. It's the same thing as a picture. It's just in motion. It's your actual lives, and none of them really could get that. But it made me happy 12 years later when some of them actually saw that, because a lot of them have gone their separate ways since then. It was really gratifying to have at least one of them say, this brings back a lot of memories. Thank you. So it was for a purpose.
Did you film the same person 10 years later?
A couple of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
and do they ask different questions, or?
No, it's usually the same.
For you, personally, after doing this film, how has it changed your perspective on depression?
Well, it's made it like a signifying, I guess, feeling for me, the idea that so many people were inquisitive about what I was doing, and so many years later, some of them who are still around understand that and they support it, and it's really great to see that. The fact that one of them said to me, thank you for never listening to us when we told you to turn the camera off. So it made it worth it all.
And I like how you're coming from pure nostalgia instead of like trying to, well, the film came out of it, so have they watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I was really afraid a lot of them would be really upset from the fact that I did something with it, but a lot of them were really appreciative.
Nice. And I like the music that you choose to link all of them together.
Thank you.
I'd like to open the floor to questions.
I just want to say, because like nothing I find funnier than like the candid like reactions of people, like, and then like you capture them and they're like, what, you know. So I was just wondering like how much more footage do you have of like similar things like that?
Quite a lot, but pretty much every instance of someone asking that question is right there.
Uh-huh.
So I made sure not to miss a single one.
But do you, is there any other category of that too, like look for as well?
Nothing candid or kind of awkward, but I've tried to capture real life as much as I can. So I've captured, moments that people have forgotten, or moments of, like, I guess, personal abuse in some cases. Things that people will instantly forget, but I've kind of kept archived and made sure to kind of keep them in everyone's memory.
Mm-hmm.
Do you keep up with it?
In what way? Like still film it?
Yeah, life documentation.
I try to as much as I can. One thing that this film represents is 12 years of having free time and making memories with your friends. And now that I'm 26, it's a lot of working 9 to 5, 5 days a week. So it kind of captures that all on screen and in a bottle, as opposed to what I can do now. But I try my best to keep doing that.
How many times have you watched all the footage?
How much time do we have? Way too many to count.
You talk about recording personal abuse. How did you, because usually in that situation it's quite intimidating to have the camera on. So how did you do it personally?
Well, it's kind of like a personal story, but it was a matter of I wanted to make sure that this would no longer continue, so I would just kind of like hide in my house and film what was happening. That way I could prove that it was happening.
How are you doing right now? if you don't mind me asking?
Fantastic. Yeah, the fact that I'm here and I get to show this for the very first time is wonderful.
Nice. Your film is the winner of Best Experimental Short.
Thank you.
And another one. Stay tuned. Congratulations. The winner of the Independent Spirit Award goes to Are You Recording? By Do you want to say a few words?
He's there. I'm in.
Yeah.
This is the premiere of the short film, and it's something I thought would never happen because it's a passion project that kind of took my entire life's history and put it into that format. So the fact that there's an audience who thought it was willing enough to be shown to more people is phenomenal. So thank you guys.
Are you recording? Are you recording? You have to tell us if you're recording. Are you a cop? He's recording. He's recording. We're all recording. He's recording.
Shut up. Yo.